Yo, what's going on, family, man? Welcome to the channel. Before we get started today, man, I want to just showcase. I actually got this from Amazon. This is an oversized mouse pad, right? I got this to actually display my watches on when I'm doing videos. So you can go in the link down below and actually pick this thing up. Very inexpensive. But right now, we're going to talk about the most controversial watch brand on YouTube. You know that brand that's always breaking rules and what watches are supposed to be, and that is Invicta. So let's get started. Welcome in. What's going on, family, man? Appreciate you guys for being here. Thanks for coming in. Come on in. We're about to have a little conversation. Ain't gonna be that long. So today, before we even get started, man, wrist check. You know, I'm gonna actually took this off for a second. It's always close to me. To throw on this Mickey Mouse piece, right? It's on silicone, but this was actually sent to me by a collector, and it's in one. I like it. It's in my top 50 watches. Yes, there I have 50 watches, over 50 watches in my collection. So enough of that. We're gonna be talking about these troublemakers, man. Invicta, yes, there's some troublemakers in here, and then there's one off to the side. I'm pretty sure y'all saw that one. We're gonna say that one for last. So let's get this out the way. First and foremost, I don't know what it is about this fixation that Invicta is just predominantly a homage company, which they do have some homage pieces. The Pro Diver, the Speedway, they do. And then there's actually Panerai. There's a Panerai lookalike. And then, since we're talking about homage, let's just dive right in, and we're going to talk about the Akula. Now, this isn't the first variation of the Akula, but the design cues, what does that remind you of? There's a very famous guy that took moments. One took 24 hours to make, and the other one took like 5 minutes. And if you don't know if this was a quiz, Genta. So regardless if Invicta or CEO of Invicta admits to it, this right here is best of both worlds. So you have AP and Protect vibes on this watch, and it is a huge piece. How big, you say? Let's find out. So measuring from the 9 o'clock to the 3 o'clock, you're at 58.9, almost 60 millimeters across. So that is a big piece, and it is 15 millimeters thick, even, right? So this is a big piece. That's how it looks on wrist. It takes up a lot of territory. But what is the advantage of having this watch? What was established back in the 1800s, and even if we're talking about the Holy Trinity, and for those who don't know what the Holy Trinity is, Audemars Piguet, Patek Philippe, Vacheron Constantin. One being dated all the way back from 1755. All three very innovative, and it is the epitome of watchmaking, right? This breaks all the rules. One, I mean, it's a quartz piece, right? So it's battery operated. The size is what breaks the rules, because normally a gentleman's watch, which was actually made for women at first, okay? But when men start wearing watches, you're talking about 36 millimeters all the way up to 40 was pushing it. 40 millimeters was pushing it. Now, you just saw what I just showed you, how wide this watch is, right? Who on God's green earth will want to wear a watch that big? Double time! March! Well, come up with a few people. Also, the design cues. Look at the dial of it. That tuxedo look, very nice. And then you have a date window. Now, this right here is powered by 5050C, which, okay, it's a random movement, and there's other watch companies that have this, right? But guarantee you, those other, I don't care what watch company it is, if it's not Invicta, they get a pass. They be like, hey, good job, great. Oh, you Invicta people? Oh my gosh, why did you choose this watch? Now, this one has, this is unlike anything else in their category. The way you have the drill lugs and stuff like that, it is a big, larger piece. However, It's fun to wear. You can match with all type of clothes. And then there is a community that just adores these things, right? I think this watch is dope. It's probably one of the best ones. And as far as the money wise, didn't pay a whole lot for it, which other companies may charge. I'm not going to say may. They do. Let's keep it real. They charge a premium, you know. So you may find this movement that's in here in other watch companies at a $400 to $500 price point, which it happens. This one, you get under $200 if you can find this one. Dude, I think, let me see, what was this one? 150-ish, somewhere around there. And even the automatic, the one that had the NH35 in it, that one went for as low as $100. I saw it. Now, next, this one is not considered a homage of anything. This right here is called a Sabakwa Noma 3. This right here is an original design by Invicta, right? I don't know who came up with the idea. Now, this is just the blue label version. There are tons of these. They come, like when they first started, they were putting Salida 200s in them, Salida 500s, Valgrange, like all the Swiss-made movements, automatics that you can find, even mechanical. They had Swiss mechanical, but you're talking about 2003, 2004, but they were still breaking rules because it's like, this is a non-traditional. This is so non-traditional. Matter of fact, let's switch around. Look at this in its entirety. Let's get a close-up. All right, crown guard. Friction base that snaps off, screw down crown. Now, I will say, if I had to rate this, it's not the most comfortable to actually unscrew. It's sort of awkward because the way this is fixed, but once you get the time and date set on it, man, which you see the day of the week, which is Saturday, and you got the 4th. I know my man Vic is watching. He's the date police. And you see the small seconds over at the 3 o'clock. The watches sound, but this thing will go with a pair of shoes if you got some Jordans or Skechers or, you see this? Just look, they're breaking the rules. You're not even supposed to be in the scene right now. Get out of here. Flip this bad boy over. You have a middle clasp on it, and then you have a bracelet that is unlike anything that I've seen in the industry. It's sort of like dragon skin. So this would, like, Sabakwa is, I think the definition is water dragon. And that's something that, and you can see this because, hold up, I'm one-handing it right now. I got the camera in my hand. You see that Sabakwa dragon? That is a water dragon, blue label. And you can go diving in this watch, man. It has a great water resistance on it. And I've actually went swimming in this watch and haven't had any problems. This one has a Ronda Z60 in it, which is really common among Invicta watches and the pieces they use. Okay, if you wanted something with an automatic movement in it, here you go. Now, this is the Chaos. That bracelet, first and foremost, is crazy. It's ridiculous, and it is a wide bracelet. Hold up, I'm gonna show you how wide. Let's see how wide this is. So the bracelet, before it tapers at 34 millimeters, and it will taper down to 25.8. Okay, if I go across the bezel, you're looking at a 48 millimeter timepiece. It's really, they say 50, but it is a big watch. 17.2 millimeters thick. What does that mean for you that you like big pieces? This will be the watch for you. If you don't like big pieces, you're not going to like it. You're going to say, hey, Invicta, you are breaking all the rules because the watch is up. This is a dive watch, dive style watch. And, you hear that? Very minimum play in it. And of course, I don't have the right light, but I want you to see, look at this, man. Just, that mother pearl is sick. If you can see that, if it's shown, I don't even know if it's shown on camera good, but I'm looking at it in the sunlight. Amazing piece. You see the rotor on the back. It has the Invicta logo. Let's get a good look at that. The Invicta, get out of it. Come on. There we go. You have the Invicta logo on there. They're showcasing that R150. And this is another favorite piece. Anybody that was on the Invicta cruise in 2020, this was one of the last pieces that everybody had a chance to get. This came in the mother pearl, it came in the meteorite, and it came in the pave diamond. If you got either one of those watches, right now there's people that celebrate it. Some probably sold their pieces because they wanted something else, but for the most part, people love these watches. Lastly, you're talking about a watch that it breaks every rule, and it interfered with doing this video in the beginning, man. It just came in, and it's this bad boy. Oh my gosh, massiveness. Hold up, I have to, let's get, before we even go any further, I want to see with the chain and the crown, what are we talking here? Ooh, 61.7 millimeters, 19 millimeters thick. Woo-hoo. Man, when I tell you this thing breaks all kind of rules, it is a quartz movement. It has the same Z60 movement as the previous watch. And let's look at all of its dimensions and its glory. There was even, I did the gold tone with the black chain on it, and I said a watch fit for a king, and somebody responded. But you know, it is what it is. But this watch right here, this is something that Kratos will wear after he victoriously whoop every other god that's out there and any enemy that steps to him when they celebrate him on Kratos Day. This is something that I can see him coming up with, right? This watch right here is the embodiment of creativity. And why Invicta? Because they can, and they did. This is an official purple label, number limited Gladiator. There was, I think there was only 300 of these made, and I made the cut. You know what I'm saying? And as you can see on the mill clasp, it has the Invicta Reserve on there. All in all, this watch is not for the faint of heart. You'd be surprised how many people really like this watch. Possibly. This is, and I just say that to the people that despise Invicta for breaking these rules of what watchmaking is. But then again, isn't that a part of the watch journey? And then for the people that's designing this watch, they're putting the best of their creativity on display. They're taking a chance. And you know what? Here, let's have a heart-to-heart real quick. Now, one thing I will say, and I understand, when it comes to tradition, right? When it comes to watch designs and what the industry basically has for you out there, you know, it's like some people on this platform will say, well, why Invicta? And my question to you is, why not? Right? Invicta is inexpensive. They use the same movements that a lot of the big guys are making. And then Seiko, which supplies, correct me if I'm wrong, don't they supply the most movements across the board from micro brands, and it's given these micro brands an opportunity to be known and to have their name solidified like a Rolex or a Casio or, you know, Seiko. So, which Seiko actually wins in the end anyway because they're supplying on, but that's besides the point. Besides the point. I'm not here to make you like Invicta. I'm just saying the people that like Invicta, the people that like the rules to be broken and stuff like that, leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yes, it can be a gateway, but guess what? Can you imagine that an Invicta collector, they want to stay an Invicta collector, and it's the equivalent of somebody that's, hey, they know the opera, it is prestigious, it is very snobberific, if that's a word. And they see it and they know that, hey, people put on tuxedos, they put on their best dress. Some people got those little binoculars or monoculars and they look down at the thing and all of that stuff, right? But they don't participate. They don't go in because they don't want to. It's an option, but they much rather stay on this side of the velvet rope. So leave them people alone. Let them be a part of this company that likes to break the rules. And AL said it. I heard him say it on the commercial. He don't care about people talking about it. He just wants to supply stuff that people like. And there's people that love these designs. No homage, no filters. just out in your face, big pieces. Now go find you a pair of shoes, a hat, or something to go with this. Go get you some beads. I know a couple people that you can go to find some beads, man. I could leave a description down there. Leave it in the description. And don't forget, I am an Amazon affiliate, man. So go down there, check out the link. Even if you don't buy a watch, you could buy something. Just go shop through there. It ain't gonna cost you no more than what it is. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got for today, man. So I will be live. If you're catching this today, which is Saturday, the 4th, I'll be live. We'll be celebrating tomorrow because guess what? Today is a special day for my ladybug. And if you know, then you know. Other than that, family, thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys so much, man. This has been fun, as usual. You know what I'm saying? And until the next lightning strike, y'all be blessed.